Alright, so let's get down to business. Let's talk about Microsoft's E3 press conference as of 2013. Okay, first of all, there's two positives that I have to say this. I'll mention the first positive. First of all, I'm really glad. I hope Microsoft is keeping their word on this. I really do hope they are. But I am glad that Microsoft said that they will continue to support the Xbox 360 and release more games on it. Because for me, even when the Xbox One comes out, I still want to see the Xbox 360 out on the market for at least a few more years or something before it gets discontinued. After when they were done talking about Xbox 360 stuff, they started to talking about Xbox One exclusives. And I gotta say, there was a lot of Xbox One games that they showed. They showed off Metal Gear Solid 5, they showed off Quantum Break, they showed off Dead Rising 3, Forza 5, a new Halo game, some game called Below, and some other game called Titan something. And in my personal opinion, those games just really didn't interest me. They really did not appeal to me. They may be appealing for other people, but for me, really couldn't care. However, there was one game out of this entire press conference that actually grabbed my attention, and that was Killer Instinct 3. When they showed Killer Instinct 3, my jaw dropped. I honestly didn't think Microsoft was going to do it. People have been asking for Killer Instinct 3 for years. And when was the last time we saw a Killer Instinct game, like on the Nintendo 64 or something like that? So I was pretty pleased about that. And oh, by the way, you're actually watching gameplay footage of the original Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo. I just thought I'd throw that in there because it's kind of fitting with this video. By the way, I really suck at this game. But anyway, as it all seems like gumdrops and rainbows on the Killer Instinct side of things, there was one thing that completely destroyed all of my hopes and dreams for a new Killer Instinct game and just completely ruined the experience for me. And that was the fact that the game is an Xbox One exclusive. Now, why is this such a problem? Well, ever since Microsoft showed off the Xbox One, they didn't bother to fix any of the problems, any of the major problems that people have been complaining about since, such as requiring to connect to the internet every single day just to access your games, or having the Kinect hooked up all the time just to turn on the console, the whole used game fiasco, renting games, difficulty sharing games with friends and family and stuff like that. All these problems. And of course, this isn't the game's fault. This is mainly just the console's fault. But let's put it this way. If you want to do online multiplayer in Killer Instinct 3, you have to pay a monthly fee just to play online. And if you want to play the game, you better have internet because you're going to need to connect to that thing every single day just to access that game. Again, it's not the game's fault, that's the console's fault, and that's a big issue. Microsoft, you have to understand, we're giving you all this negative feedback because we're trying to help you. We're trying to help you not go down this path that will damage your business and kill the Xbox brand. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, DRM is not benefiting anybody. It's not benefiting the consumer, and it's certainly not benefiting the developers. The main reason why people buy video games and consoles is for freedom and customer satisfaction with our product. Nobody wants to be controlled like a puppet. And it also really doesn't help that the system is going to be priced at $500. Microsoft, you do realize that we're living in a global recession, right? I mean, do you honestly think a responsible parent is going to spend $500 on a new video game console for their kid? They should have priced this system at the $300 range, hell, maybe even less. The best thing that you could have done at E3 was actually fix these problems and listen to customer feedback, because when your boat starts leaking, you can't just keep on paddling and hoping to God that you're going to make it. You gotta do something about it, and if you're not gonna do anything about it, it's gonna bite you in the ass really hard. I'm not the only one that thinks this. The majority of the gaming community feels the same way. Hell, even Kotaku and Spike TV were discussing about this earlier before the press conference even happened, so I'm not alone in any of this. But overall, this press conference was kind of boring. There were hardly any games that actually grabbed my attention, and the ones that actually did get me interested were usually crushed by the fact that it was being released on the Xbox One due to all the DRM crap and whatnot. But this press conference could have been so much better, but unfortunately, it was just not delivered. But tune in next time, and I'm going to be talking about Sony's press conference, and then after that, Nintendo. So stay tuned.